What up, YouTube? We are back again with another episode of Barbershop Talk. I am your host, King Charlemagne, not like the God, like King in history, spelled differently. And I have a very special guest tonight. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, world? It's your boy Ty. I ain't fly, I'm just a stand-up guy. What's up, Charlamagne? Talk to me.
What it do? So, this is blood right here, people. So I have a very good show tonight. Very good questions, and these questions came up from a family group chat. So I am about to introduce this guy to the truth, and I hope you, I hope you're ready.
Do you want to
Fair
know
use, fair use, fair
what
use.
it is? The matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room, you can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch.
Locked up.
Prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Now, shall we proceed?
I think we should. Let's go.
He's ready.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
That's it. That's all this is. All I want to offer to you is the truth that society has placed upon us. So, what we're going to do, I have a favorite podcast that I love to watch. It goes by the name of Fresh and Fit. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, I have.
And what do you know about it?
I just know they talk about a lot of relationship. I know they discuss a lot of opinions on the male perspective and the female perspective a lot.
Okay. And would you say there's some truth to what they say, or is it a bunch of baloney?
It's a lot of truth, but it's a lot of truth on both sides. So I just feel like a lot of times when we listen to it, we got to have a more of an open ear as far as both sides of the story. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Now, have you ever heard of facts over feelings?
I have.
So here on Barbershop Talk, we put the facts over the feelings.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a video, a clip, Fresh Fit, and the Akademiks interview. Do you know who DJ Akademiks is? You probably do.
Right. Yeah. I know.
What about Brittany Renner?
Yeah, I heard of her too.
Perfect. So let's see what happens when you put the Fresh and Fit crew, DJ Akademiks, and Brittany Renner in front of a camera and microphones, and let them talk about their point of view. Now, remember, we stick to facts over feelings. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Check out the link in the description below to the clip and the Matrix clip. I'll put that in there. Well, let's get it. Fresh and fit. Fair game, fair game, fair game.
So all girls like this today, yo.
Do you believe that most women think they are different, unique than the next female? If so, why?
To a certain extent, I do. And I believe that every woman believes she brings something different to the table than the next woman can bring, if that makes sense.
That does. And where do you think that thinking comes from?
To be honest, you gotta have like a, well, as far as women, they're queens. All women consider themselves queens to some type of fashion they do, okay? And that's fine. But they all know they have different characteristics within themselves. They got different qualities. They bring different things to the table. So with that being said, as far as them being with a guy or meeting a guy, they want him to have the certain standards also. You know what I'm saying?
So do you
So I think it boils down to whatever qualities they have, their upbringing. They can cook, they can clean. If they can't do that, what else can they do? They can do more things. They can, you know what I'm saying?
cooking and cleaning, that sound like basic basic skills, no? Is that special? I mean, just be honest. If a woman say, "Oh, I cook, I clean," is that not basic? That's just like saying I take a shower and I wipe my ass when I take a shit after I take a shit. You don't really get praise for doing basic shit.
All right. So if they can't cook or clean, then what?
And they're useless. Let me stop. Let me stop. But that sound kind of useless. My girl watched Hoarders. Oh, I don't know if you know that TV show
I
Hoarders.
do.
It's women living in this situation, and they just, I mean, crawling over dead animals, feces, like that. I don't know. If you're not cleaning, you're not cooking, you must be laying it down. I don't know. I mean, unless it's like a role reverse type of relationship where the guy is like the,
Okay. So let's go beyond the cooking and cleaning part. What if she can bring the same amount of money as her counterpart can to the house? Would that still be basic?
That's kind of a rocky road because when females make a certain type of money, the ideal man for them kind of goes up. So if let's say she making $50,000, anybody that's not making 50 or more, she don't even see them anymore because I got this. If I bring this to the table, you got to be bringing the same or more. And right now, the average guy makes 42,000. So she might be making above average, but looking for above average men, and there's not a lot of them. So the more money a woman's make, the smaller her dating pool, because it's certain guys she just don't look at. Now for a guy, we can make $100 million a year, and we still holler at the Chick-fil-A girl or the girl at CVS or something like that. As long as she look good and she available, that's about all we need. She don't have to be making also $100 million. But if you make $100 million a woman, you're not going to CVS to find a husband. Now, I mean, I might be wrong, but
you can't put them all in the same category though.
That is true.
It's women out there that make more money than their counterpart, and it becomes more of a teamwork thing. So they help that man get up to where they can be or better. You know what I mean?
That is true. That is true. There is that one. But here at Barbershop Talk, we speak on the majority, not the minority. Now, yes, there may be a Cinderella Wonderland couple, a woman that built her man up when she got the bag, and she brought him up, then threw him up like Ricky Bobby. But in your average at home in everyday life, once a woman graduates, get that degree, get that promotion, get that new job, then the guy is not on her level. He wasn't as ambitious as I was. He just wanted to stay where he was. Now he was comfortably making his comfortable 42. He good. He got the house. He got his truck. He go to work every day. You feel me? He can take care of his kids. But now she got the better job. So nigga, you need to do more and get where I am, or I'll just go in my unlimited man bag that I have. But that's what that is seen. That's seen a lot, and that happens a lot. But people don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. It's even in movies. You got movies where the women, they come in, they got a shit boyfriend, but then they do better, and now the shit boyfriend ain't nothing, even though you was just with him not too long ago.
So back to the video where the guy referred to as some of the women saying like, I'm special. What you think about that? I mean, we're talking about the majority, not the minority. So do you think most of the women would say that?
Yeah, I think if you line up 100 women and ask them if they're special or they're unique from the next woman, I think most of them would say yes.
And why is that?
Because we raise girls to be princesses. They're always special. The girls are always special. The girls are always special. They're always treated. You have to treat your girls right. You have to treat if you have girls and boys, you have to treat your girls different. That's just from seeing how we grew up. The girls didn't get treated like we did. I don't care what you say. They got in the same shit that we got into, but we just got disciplined more. But it is what it is. That just made us tougher. That was just them making us tougher. So I think, especially if she's attractive, if you have an attractive female and she knows she's attractive, most females learn at the age of like 14 that they have power over the opposite sex. That once they start maturing and start getting up in high school, they know, okay, if I act a certain way, I can get boys to do what I want. A lot of girls learn that at an early age. So they are treated like they're special because they are special until everybody starts to act the same. Everybody starts to chase the same guys. Then you're not special anymore. When everybody want to date the quarterback, you just like every other girl now. Not saying none on the quarterback. Hey, do you, Chad? You know what I mean? Tyrone. But there's only so many quarterbacks to go around.
So you feel like that. I know you said at a young age as they're maturing, but so this is all before the social media interaction and all that type of stuff. They feel special, and especially they feel really special if they're attractive or they know they're pretty and all of that. So this is before the social media comes into play. I mean, I can't really speak on right now because kids getting phone at the age of 10 years old.
I was just trying to think, at what age do kids get on social media? And I'm like, I know I'm getting invites from 12-year-olds. And I'm like, damn, okay, so my 12-year-old cousin just sent me a Facebook invite. So how early are they getting on social media? But I mean, and then before social media, you the girl. My grandmother had 14 grandchildren, 4 of them being girls. They got treated differently than the 10 boys. It was less of them. So of course, they grow up. You got to treat your girls special. But then when they get into realizing being special means treatment, and then they start to use that specialness, then that's where now they're taking advantage.
Right.
It's like, okay, you get in the club for free, but don't go there expecting to get in the club for free, being pissed out. Look, we letting you in the club for free, so take it. Don't overdo it. And nowadays, that's what you see most of the time. But let's get back to the video. Okay. She brought up a very interesting point. Do you believe it's the spouse's job to keep their spouse happy?
That's a good question. Yeah, to a certain extent, I do. Why? Because, well, you said spouse, so that speaks volume. Okay, so I feel like both of them should try to keep each other happy and do whatever it takes. I mean, so when you say spouse, they're married, right? So it
Well,
should be a lot of It should be a lot of communication going on, right?
serious LTRs also long-term relationship, dating to marry. If we're committed, it's us. We're going to the top.
All right. So if you're with anybody on the dating term, it should be a lot of communicating involved, right? So you would think that the other person knew if their spouse, partner, or whatever wasn't happy. It may be mood swings. It may be uh, getting smart. The same thing as mood swings. It may be the way they act, their body language. So you should be able to feel it, I think.
Okay. Now I'm going to have to respectfully disagree.
Okay.
I don't think it's your job to keep your other person happy. I think it's their job. I think it's your job to be who you are, be who they feel in love with, be the person you're supposed to be, play the role that you're supposed to play, and they are happy with the results. Now, if they're unhappy with who you are, what you provide, what you do, then that's on them. Either leave it, go somewhere else, try to find happiness somewhere else. But you will end a relationship trying to keep your spouse happy, my opinion.
All right. So at the beginning of the whole relationship, how did you get that person? Were you yourself or were you someone else?
Me, I was myself, speaking on me, but most people put on a front like a job interview. Most people would put their best foot forward when they first meet somebody, and I think that's a bad thing. I mean, I used to do it. I thought that was what you were supposed to do, but you have to be who you are when you meet somebody, and if they like who you are, they'll fuck with you. Period. I don't think
All
you
right.
have to force.
So that's really why I asked that, because you referred to as be you, be yourself, and basically don't change. So if you are yourself from the jump, at the end of the day or later on in a relationship, you're still yourself. You can still tell when somebody's not happy. They might not be happy because of, there's all type of situations. But if you still being yourself, if they're not happy because they feel like you changed something, hey, that's where communication comes in. I might be lacking. You can be yourself and be lacking at the same time.
And don't get me wrong. Now, when I say be yourself, I don't mean be them up that sit on the couch, play video games, and smoke weed all day, and just do beat him and then expect somebody. No, be who you're supposed to be. If you are in your purpose, if you're in a job and you working your ass off, you putting in the hours, you don't have time to try to make somebody else happy. You are doing this for the outcome, whether you're doing it to buy a car, get a house, you starting a family, whatever. Everybody need money. You know that. Everybody need money. We know why we need money. If you grinding, then your person should come to you as a man. Now I'm speaking as a man. As a woman, you're going to have to do certain things, be a certain way. If you're looking for a serious relationship, you have to move like a woman that's looking for a serious relationship. If you're looking for a serious relationship and you are half naked on all of your social media pictures, nobody is going to take you serious. I don't know why women don't understand this. They would rather fight us, make us the bad guy. They would rather turn us against each other than just accept when you do this, you're putting the wrong energy in the air. Now, she said, her being Brittany Renner, that she didn't want to be seen. Everybody thought it was about money, money, money. But if you pull up a list for exes, Chris Brown, Trey Songz, August Alsina, who else did we see on that list? It was like 13 named, all 1% guys, all entertainers, athletes, just the best of the best, right?
Right.
But she said she didn't do it for money. And I mean, stop the cap. Stop the cap. That's all.
Well, I mean, she did say she had money and they had money, or the other guy had money, but that wasn't what she wanted. She said it was still something lacking, basically.
Okay, you're right. She did say she had money, but she didn't have that money when she first started. When she first started putting them ass shots on Instagram, all she had was an ass and some titties. She didn't have that money then. She got it on there, and then she started getting the DMs from the 1%ers, from the blue check mark. It's just that easy. That unlimited bag of men. Social media. Unlimited bag.
So I didn't mean to cut you off, but the being happy part don't always have to include money.
True.
So, and that's why I wanted to bring about. It ain't always got to be about the money, which a lot of times with those 1%ers and all that is, money, attention, fame, and all this stuff. The stuff that the other guy said, but the average people, it's about money sometimes, and then sometimes about different things. So it's kind of blurry. You know what I mean?
I do. And so let's get back to the video. Okay, just to touch back on what she just said. So she said that now her, I don't know if you know everything about her, but she had a kid, PJ Washington.
Yeah.
And she said, why would I assume that a basketball player would cheat? Right? That's a generalization, and they're wrong most of the time, right? That's a bad thing to generalize. But the world works off a generalization. If you go into any federal building, you can find they run off a generality. So he cheated. He did exactly what in general NBA players do. And he was like 20, 21 years old, just got in the league. So it was like, you're 30. You've been in the industry for almost 10 years. You've been with hundreds of million of dollar guys. This guy is just getting in there. He's just getting to the fame. Thank you, baby. All of this is new to him. Have you ever seen, we born in Mississippi. When was the first time you left Columbus?
Probably when I was about 6, 7.
I was 10. I flew to California. Going from Columbus, Mississippi to California, mine was just blown. I seen so much stuff I had never seen before. I was introduced to a whole new world. So when I went back to Mississippi, it was like, look, I know I told you this and I know I told you that, but it's a big world out here that I didn't know about. And I'm sorry. This guy had just got all this money, all this fame. He and then poof. You want to start a serious relationship and you just want him to be with you. He already 1% in the height. He's a professional athlete. Not many of those. Rich, not many of them. You want this literally diamond in the rough to only be with you when you know he got thousands on top of thousands of women just like you that are chasing him. And then you put all the blame on him. The world put all the blame on this dude, on PJ. And I'm like, damn, somebody got to hold accountability. She was
All
all
right, so
the game.
Dion Primetime had her come down to Jackson to the school and talk to the football players. I
I
didn't watch
seen
the
that.
whole video and all that, but she was basically putting them on game about how women are basically in the sports industry, name getting big, uh, and all that. So she could have, as him being a young buck, talking about PJ Washington, as him being a young buck coming into the industry and being a ball player and women throwing themselves at him, she could have probably tried to put him on game. But it's different in hearing the game and being in the game. So what I mean is her telling him everything that's going on or what could happen or what probably will happen
Right.
is different than actually being in that situation and getting girls thrown at you. You know what I mean?
That's true. I understand. I understand that. Now, when Primetime did that, I did not understand. I I feel I believe he should have brought guys that think more like this on, so it's like more of a father figure talking to you. Because what women don't understand is when you got a strong male figure in your life, especially when you're young, they talk to you not with feelings, they tell you what it is. Ain't no way around it. Stop crying. Stop crying. And we've taken that out of the home. So he should have brought men in to talk to men. You don't. He's just looking for fame, man. What did she teach the old boy? And they weren't even listening. Most of them was trying to holler. So they didn't hear shit.
Yeah, it might have backfired, but he just wanted. I think he just wanted the guys to. Okay, you got a pretty female coming in that's been in the game, been in the industry, got pictures all over the internet and stuff like that. Bunch of people follow her, and just getting her voice from basically other females like her, what they will and what they won't do, or what they're looking for, or how they'll approach them. You know what I mean?
Okay, so saying that, isn't she contradicting herself when she says she's special? She's unique. She's not like every other female. But you bring a female in here to teach you about females like her. So there is a like you. But she got really upset about that part. Now, why not bring ex NFL players? You're Deion Sanders. I'm pretty sure you have a list of names you can bring in. And, hey, y'all might make it to the league. This is what to expect. This is what to expect. Why not bring the NFL players in there? Why a damn video vixen? I mean, Instagram model. I don't get that. I didn't understand that.
Just probably because they hear male voice all the time. They be like, man, it goes in one ear, not the other. I mean, you played ball before. You know how it
That's
is when coach. You know how it is when coach say warn you about certain things, and man, you be like, man, whatever. You know what I mean? So
okay. So who did you look up to when you were in middle school, going into high school? Who did you look up to in the sport that you love? Sport that you love, position that you in,
first, I looked up to the guys that were older than me.
and which were
Probably the guys in the high school or the guys
so.
in college.
So if I'm a defensive back and Richard Sherman come in and give a talk, you don't think I'm gonna listen?
Oh, for sure.
For sure, for sure. So I think that was if that was Dion, like he brought that up, he put that together. That was some bullshit. I'm just go ahead and say it. That was some bullshit. How many guys have played in the league? How many guys have been in college, but right before the league? Come on, you had so many people. That was a publicity stunt. Now she went back to generalities. But off of what Academics said. So he asked. So a woman, she was a poster back in the day. She posted pictures. She went out. She probably turned up. She probably posted some pictures and videos she shouldn't have. Do you think that should qualify in her future dating? Tough question, cuz. Tough
I know
question.
it. I know it.
Okay, so this is the part of the show where you took the red pill. You know now you're hearing the information. You speak freely. You're not gonna get judged, and if you do, you'll get paid for being judged. So go ahead.
Well, first thing first, she basically admitted to, like you said earlier, contradicting herself. So she basically explained that she can't really go back and take away what she's already done. But what she's already done got her to where she is now. You know what I mean? All right. And also, as far as her finding somebody, I feel like as far as her finding somebody and all of that, they gotta really vibe with her, really feel her, and really be cool with her, really be tight with her, really like her
Mm-hmm.
because of her past. And she can't hide that past. You know what I mean?
I wanted to know if just that, if her past, if a woman's past can affect her future or should affect her future.
It can, but I don't think it should because people do change. I mean, realistically, people do change. A lot of people don't. A lot of people do.
Okay,
So
okay.
I don't
Well,
feel like there's a majority and minority in that aspect.
on that last note, you said you believe they can change, right?
Right.
Okay, so if you went, and I know you hate when I say this because this is what started the whole conversation. If I go to the car lot, I got my money saved up, I'm ready to buy me a car, right? Hey, I got the money. I want what I want. What you got for me? All right, look, check this out. We got a car. It was in a flood and caught on fire, but we did some repairing to it. Now it got a few 100,000 miles on it, but we repaired it. Looked good. We vacuumed it out. You know, its motor changed. So, would you buy this used and abused but new and changed car, or would you just go get the fresh out of college? I mean, off the lot. Sorry.
Most definitely fresh off the lot.
Okay, so change that change that mentality. So why, if you were able to save up the money to where you can go and get what you want, why would you settle for a changed, used, and abused car when you have the means? You are worthy enough for the newer, less mileage model. And that's the question I don't understand. So when we were talking about it, and I said I can't believe that it's a lot this many guys. The rest of them, I'm gonna give you props. You came. The rest of them ran. I want your audience to know it was supposed to be three more guys. They was talking shit on Facebook, but they ran. I ain't gonna call them out. You know who they are. They ran. But when y'all were saying that, I was like, I can't believe it's this many guys that don't get that logic. And I thought it was something wrong with me until I heard other men saying it when I started to watch this content. And I was like, that makes sense to me. How can it not make sense to you? And you love your vehicle. I don't understand people that love their car, but they don't understand the logic.
Charlamagne, I got something for you. You can go to that same car lot,
Right?
pick you out a car with less mileage on it, right?
Right?
And all the money you saved up for it, you can buy that vehicle. And a month later, that vehicle can still break down on you.
But that vehicle will have better insurance. That warranty, that first year, that first mile warranty, it'll be a hell of a lot more. It'll be a hell of a lot better on that new model than the old one. You can't. And speaking that logic, you can't really go around it. If you have the means to choose what you want, get what you want. Don't
I feel you.
don't let somebody pressure you into getting what you want. Because best believe the same people that are out here screaming, oh, it don't matter about their past, people can change, it don't matter. Those same people, you give them the right resources, they'll go look for bigger and better. They wouldn't settle for a reinvented pimp. They wouldn't want a meth head coming right out of rehab. No, you change the resources, let them have the pick of the litter. They go always choose the best. Come on, we know that.
Hey, to each his own, baby.
So I wanted to talk about this. Could you read that aloud for me, cuz?
Who's the prize?
Now, when it comes to a relationship, serious relationship, not this COVID-19 3 months, 6 months on and off bullshit. Somebody that's serious.
Who's the prize?
Who's the prize? When a woman is seeking, like she is actively seeking a husband, and a guy is actively seeking a wife, who is the prize and why?
Well, I'm gonna flip the script on this with you.
Let's get it.
I feel like the man is the prize.
My dude! Hey, did you hear me? Did you hear it? Hold on. Say, let's rewind that. Say that again. So everybody.
I feel like the man is the prize.
Goddamn right.
All right, so the back up my opinion is because all right, both men and women are seeking, right?
Right.
But that man needs to be a provider, and he needs to be damn near everything else, right?
Protector.
You have women who accept some flaws, but they ain't not gonna accept a lot of flaws.
Right. Especially not the main ones.
Especially not the males. Okay. So on the female side, yes, she can be the prize, but we're not talking about glitz and glamour though. You know, a man accept more flaws than women will. You know what I mean? So the man, hey, he might not know how to cook, but he can probably clean. He can probably go change your oil. He may probably make more money. He probably can be a provider. He can be this. He can be that. He can be a lot of things, right? So I feel like the man definitely is the prize.
That is true. And if a woman is actively seeking a husband, like you said, she's going to be looking for
specific things.
And a lot this is going to get a lot of comments right here, this part right here. So yes, a lot of females now are taught to be independent. So now it's where when you say a woman is seeking a husband, she's seeking a husband, yes, but she's seeking a husband to play her wife because she's the independent one. She's the one that don't need you. She's the one that you need to get on her train. So when you have, that's the new modern way of thinking when it comes to the modern female. I don't need no man. I can do it all by myself. That is good. But when you're looking for a husband, the title husband is already, that's a leader, a provider, a protector. That is the definition of a husband. And if you do all these things already, then you really just looking for a wife. And most women nowadays are looking for wives.
Right.
But the women that wants to be taken care of, or she wants the bill to be paid. She want him to have the house, him to get the serious shit. They're going to look for the best of the best.
Right.
Even though they can get what they need from, Leroy the plumber, no, they want to go for Tyrone the rapper or Tyrone the, I don't know. Tyrone usually have tattoos on his neck or some shit like that. They usually want to go, they want to go that route. But not all females. There are some females that do want to be wives and they want to be traditional. But as of right now, men are expected to be traditional, but women want to be liberated and free. So you have to provide, even though we both make the same money. So yeah, we make the same money, but your money is our money. My money is my money. And a lot of guys don't know that. And if guys, you listening, Your money is y'all money, and her money is her money. So any guy that cares how much money that girl make, they already setting themselves up for failure. Your focus is already off.
And you know what? We ain't always got to talk about money. So the three things you named was about a guy from a female seeking a husband, a provider,
Yep.
a protector,
Yep.
and a leader.
Yep.
But if you ain't good with kids, that's a red flag. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
So they're also looking for a father, a father
Now
for their kids.
that is true. Now think about this. If you got a guy who's financially stable, he's a leader, he has leadership traits, and he's a protector, that's already a guy that wants to protect everything in his bubble. And I tell my girl this all the time. Look, I don't need, this is my flight. I am the pilot. I am the captain. I don't need a co-pilot. I need a flight attendant. And I'm going to protect everybody that's on my plane, which are my children, my mother, my brother, close family members. And that's my analogy of how I see a family. But you have a lot of people, everybody want to fly the damn plane. Everybody want to fly the plane, and they want to have the kids in the cockpit. It's just doing too much. It's just doing too much. If you want a husband, let this man provide for you. Let this man secure you. Let him take care of you. But it's this freedom shit. This everybody want to be equal.
Well, I got this one quote for you, and I'm sure you heard it before. They say teamwork make the dream work, baby.
Facts.
So if I'm the pilot, I want a co-pilot. You feel me? Because I ain't gonna always be at the top of my game. I need somebody to back me up, just in case I lack. Just because I'm not always perfect, I'm not always on top of my game. So I feel like I need a co-pilot. All right, not a flight attendant. I need somebody by my side, and that's how I look at it.
Okay, now you also have to look at this. This is what I need to let you know. As a man, we can't never fall off. We are always held to the highest standards. So that's good on paper, but that ain't really it is. Because as soon as you leave the cockpit, she locking your ass out. She diverting the plane, kicking you off, putting another nigga on. They gonna kick her out the cockpit and say, "This is my plane now. You get out there. You take care of the kids and mama. I got this. I'll lead us in the right direction. You don't worry about that." It sounds good. I know it sounds good, but when you put her now in the leadership role, now her mind is not focused on where it need to be focused. Now she worrying about shit she don't need to be worrying about. She chose you, and this is speaking in men. Men, she chose you to be her husband, her leader, her provider. Don't give her your job. That's your job.
I ain't giving my job when I'm still the captain and she the co-captain.
Co-captain is just somebody that's waiting on the captain to die.
No, come on, man.
they want your job. You gotta think they want your job. You know what I mean?
You can't look at it like that though.
They want your
You can't always look at it like that. Now we talking about modern day, the Instagram and the Facebook and the Twitter and all of that. And of course, we can always think that, as far as reading posts and seeing pictures and stuff like that. But when you experience it, it's totally different. So back to early when you was talking about the majority of the minority. So I guess we can put that in the minority category. You feel me? As far as me being the captain and she being the co-captain. She ain't looking to take my spot. She right here working with me.
Okay. Let's I'm gonna ask you a serious question off what you just said.
Go ahead, shoot.
Say you got a co-pilot and you go down. You get injured at work, you lose your job, whatever. Woo. She got to start paying the bills. Now she's taking flight, right? That's the analogy. She in the flight position.
Right.
How long she gonna stay in that position? How long is it until she's ready to get back to her kids that's back there in the back? She tired of leading the way. Damn, I've been paying these bills 2 months, 3 months. Now you have to understand, females are not hardwired to support. They're not hardwired to do that. Men are hardwired to support a family. We go to work, we do stupid ass, dangerous ass jobs
Right.
for our family. 93% of work deaths are us, people that
Right.
look like us, men, because we go do these jobs to provide for our family. Women are not really set up like that. So, and I'll back that up by saying this. Think of all the females you know or you've seen that went to school, that work. How many of them work around people?
People.
People, hospitals, retail, social work, shit like that. Men, we care more about things. That's why we go into engineering, mathematics. We work with our hands, shit like that.
Right.
Women, they tend to go toward people because they're
Right.
more of a social creatures. Females are more social creatures. So they are not they are not really built to be the head hoe. To they can do it. Don't get me wrong. Hey, all black women are strong, black independent queens. I ain't saying that. So don't come at me. But they're not built for it. If you ask a woman, hey, if you could get whatever you want, what's the percentage of the bills you would like to pay out of 100? Most of them say zero. Shit, I don't want to pay no bills.
Right.
If you can get what you want, now I ain't saying you can't do it, but if you can get what you want, why not do that? Why fight us and say, because I know you've been hearing it. I know you have. If you haven't heard it on colleges, you've seen commercials, movies, you heard people talk about social media. I can do whatever y'all can do. So why is it still 90 some percent of construction worker men, of bricklayers, of laborers, of police, military, you name it.
Why?
Yeah, why argue that you can do whatever we can do, but then when you go look at the hard and tough jobs, you don't see the equalness. You don't see it equal. The
Well,
numbers don't.
a lot of that has to do with the upper management as far as hiring and firing. I mean, you know, they put now they do have to have this what they call it equal opportunity as far as um diversity as far as hiring men and women, black and white, all different races and stuff like that. But a lot of that comes from the upper management as far as hiring and firing. But back to when you mentioned uh, me being the captain and the co-captain takes over, right? How
Right,
long will that co-captain keep that plane a flight, right?
right.
So if us men are so hardwired, we wouldn't let our co-captain be take over for too long. You know what I mean? If we're
Thank
so
you.
hardwired, we're gonna get back in control as fast as possible.
I'm glad you said that. You learning. I'm glad you said that. So, fellas, did you hear that? Now this man is married, successfully married. So he know the game. He's keeping it. He's holding it down. You can't let her lead for too long. It will never. She'll lead you right to the end of your relationship. Period. And I don't fault her. Women, unless he's dying of, I'm sorry, not dying, unless he's sick of some type of illness, then you're wrong. But if this dude he just fall off and he stay off, leave him.
He's out here.
Especially if he's not trying. Now if he's working back, if he's starting a business, because it take him a minute for a business to get started. So give him some time on that. But if he just bullshitting, or they laid me out, the whole world is against him. No, don't stick around with that, ladies. Please don't. Men, if she's not doing what she's supposed to do, she's trying to do your job. Go ahead, let her have that. Let her have that fight. Parachute out. Try again. Why do you feel like it's weird for a woman to want to be with an older guy or an older guy to want to be with a younger woman? Where did you learn that was weird?
I'm not gonna say it's weird. Okay, so the age gap is
Right.
what I really look at. So it's not weird at all,
Okay.
but there's a certain limit, and you got to think back. I mean, a lot of people don't just say you're way older than that female. Okay, cool, but are both y'all mature? You got to ask these questions. Are both of us mature? Do both of us have goals? Are both of us working towards those goals? And so on and so forth. There's a lot of questions you got to ask yourself, and that the other person has to ask herself. Okay, what are we really in this for? We know there's a big age gap. What do we
Right.
really look? What do we really want? Just back to what Renner was saying. I got money. He got money. I'm still looking for something else. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Okay, that brought me back to what I wanted to say. On that clip when she said that, do you believe she'll ever find that magical feeling after being with so many guys that you can write a book about it? That I don't know how many she's been with in her lifetime, but there's so many you can write a book about it. How many guys do a woman have to go through this come back on their past before they lose that pair bonding? Is it called pair bonding? They lose their ability to pair bond, which is every time they have sex with a guy, part of that guy goes into who they are. And the more guys they have sex with, the more shit they got inside of them. So my question is, you have a if you find a 22-year-old that has the same mentality as a woman who's coming out of her prime and now she's ready to settle down, she's ready to get a husband, she's ready to have kids, she's done with the streets, she's done with social media. Now, that's the mentality this 22-year-old has. But she never experienced those things. She never experienced the club, the social media, the hot girl summers because that isn't what she was into growing up. So you if you can find someone that has that age, but the mentality of this woman who is quote unquote grown and mature as what was in the group, why pass her up? If you're a guy who's ready for a wife, you find a woman, no kids, younger, who's can physically bring you children. There is no okay, you're in that danger zone because I mean after what 30, 35, it becomes risk pregnancy. So yes, most females that are in their prime aren't ready to be wives, but there are some out there. And if you find that one and you're looking for that one, I don't understand why not why they can't be the other.
All right, it's two ways to look at this. The first way would be, okay, she's never been out clubbing. It wasn't her thing. Hot girl summers, none of that. Okay. In the back of your head, you always gotta think about this. Now that she's mature and of age, what happens when she experiences some of that? Is she gonna love it? Is she just gonna be? I mean, is it gonna be her time? Her her prime can come a little bit later in
Oh,
life than being so young. There's another way to look at this. Just say she already been out there. She already had her hot girl summers. She
okay,
already she already been to the club. She already experienced all of that stuff. And
okay,
now that she's a little bit older, she don't want that no more. She's trying to change, like I
mhm,
said earlier. And now she's ready to settle down. Physically can have kids. She's still of age, so on and so forth. All
okay.
right.
So going back to first off when you said
What
when
happens when she finally experiences it, if
right.
she ever experiences it?
So where you was forgetting is she wasn't locked away.
True.
She had opportunity to go do these things. These things were around high school parties, girlfriends, hanging out, but that just wasn't her cup of tea. Like me, okay, my senior year, I think I went to one or two of the senior parties, but that just wasn't me. I didn't drink beer, I didn't smoke, I didn't do none of that. So I played 4 sports then, so I was just all about sports. So I just didn't do that. It wasn't like I didn't know about it. I just didn't do it. It wasn't interesting to me. So she's like that. She had the opportunity to do this. She had the opportunity to be a hot girl, be loose, whatever. But it was important to her because her mother taught her that that's important. So she
Right.
saved herself. And
Right.
if you put her with the average 22-year-old guy, what guy is going to be looking for what she's looking for at 22?
No.
None. And no fault. If you 22 and you a dude, get out there. City boys, we up.
All right. So let me pause you right there. So your senior year, you went to one party. You didn't really get out like that, drink beer and all that, whatever. Okay. So when you finally had the chance, or not really had the chance, but when you finally got out and hit the party scene a little bit, did anything change? Was you just, hey, I'm turned? Or was you like, I'm party a little bit, but you got back to square one as far as not going out as much and just chilling?
All right. Me personally, and this is what I'll tell my children, my boys. When I got introduced to that life, or not introduced, when I started to, it was really when I got to college. That like every Thursday we were going out. My first year in college, I was out in Jackson, and we would go out every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We were going out. So I lost focus of track, football, and I only focused on the club, women. I did my work so I can get by, but that wasn't my focus was off. It was
Right,
only about that.
right,
And when I got older, like going through college, going through young adults, yeah, went out, drank. We did some. I got stories for days. But men mature and men they come in their prime later in life. So
right,
once all of that was done, it was like now I can do. I have the money to do whatever I want to do, and that club shit, all of that is not fun to me,
right.
and it stopped being fun to me at an early age. But that was just me. I don't have no Jordan collection. I don't have no designer clothes. I was never into that. I was never into it. So the type of girl that I found was somebody who just wasn't into that, and she's not like most females, and that's why most females I couldn't be with. They wouldn't like me anyway. Just about the shit you have to go through. And then you said, what if they're done with the streets and then they're ready to settle down? Who wants to be? Who's going to be that guy? Who has lost their purpose so badly that they have to settle down with the ex street walker? I feel sorry for that guy because she's going to bring those attributes from the streets. Period. You can. Who said this? I can't remember who said this. I think Marlon Wayne said this. You can take the girl out the hood, but you can't take the hood niggas out the girl. It was, he was trying to make a joke, but yeah, you can dress her up. You can put her in a office job, but when you get her home and she gets upset at you, the girl that was in the streets is gonna come out. She's gonna disrespect you, belittle you, embarrass you. Who wants to put up with that?
You can't think about it like that because first of all, there's somebody out there for everybody. Okay.
Bullshit. I'm gonna call you this
That
bullshit.
there's somebody out there for everybody. Okay. So you can't really stereotype just because she been out, experienced the party life. That don't make her any less than the girl that never went out and never partied. Not say she was sheltered, but she probably tried one time, didn't like the scene, didn't like all the noise, didn't like all the drinking, didn't really like the vibe. So people can change, but like I'm saying, you can't really separate those two types of women because the ones who are I'll say good. The ones who were at home, the ones who were chilling, the ones who were studying, the ones who weren't going out early in life. I've seen some that started like that, but once they got a little piece of the party scene, a little experience of the party scene, later in life, they were totally different. And then I've also seen when they started out partying and experienced the basically the nightlife. Once they got older, they were like you. I'm tired of it. It ain't for me. I'm done with it. You know, it's time for me to get my big girl panties on and let's get, let me go for my goals. Let me get my life together.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, and I was taking notes, so I'm going to respond to some of what you said. So for it's my bad. First off, everybody, there's somebody for everybody. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and break this news down to you. If you know any nurses that work in the ER, ask them how many individuals do they see dying alone. Women are dying alone. It's out there. The numbers are out there. There are a lot of people dying with nobody. So no, there is not someone for everybody. And I'm just going to break it down even more. The person that you passed up, not you, cause talking to the audience, the person that you passed up, that was probably the person you're supposed to be with. There's not an unlimited supply of spouses out here. If you find somebody you love, trust, admire, and respect, stick with them. There are a lot of people that are dying alone. Here's a story. I was on the phone at work with the customer who was a nurse. She was a nurse. And while we were waiting, I asked her, does she see a lot of people pass away by themselves? She just went off the rocker telling me about how many like 40, 50-year-old women with no husband, no boyfriend, nobody there at her last days. So get that out of your mind. Please do not tell that to your children. They are
Okay,
going.
wait. So you mentioned that some people some people get with another person and they might see some type of flaw or whatever and they let them go or they leave them and that could have been that one. Okay, so they just left that one. I mean, it's still somebody for that person, but they just left them. So I mean that case, I mean, you know what I mean?
And that's one of those cases that either they're going to settle later on in life or they're going to get a dog, die alone. Like the great Kevin Samuels say all the time, get a dog, die alone. And that's why he say that, not trying to bash women, but literally. There are statistics, there are studies out there. There are a lot of lonely people that are career driven, got the bag, got the money, but they don't have nobody holding them at night, or it's not the
Yeah.
same person every night.
Yeah.
And what no matter what you say, when it comes down to it, women are social creatures. They thrive off of families, children. I have a question for you. You single? You ready? You ready to get a wife? You in the looking stage? You meet a girl. You ask her the dumbass question. What's your body count? What number is too high?
I don't know, Charlamagne. It got to be a pretty low number.
Come on. Don't you run. This the barbershop
Hey,
talk. No judgment zone. Speak your truth, cuz.
it's got to be a pretty low number.
What is your number?
I don't know. I ain't never thought about it. I don't know if I have a number, but it's got to be pretty low.
Got to be pretty low. Does it have to be
But
single?
but might not get the truth.
You might not get the truth. You might not get the truth.
And probably 8 times out of 10 you won't get the actual factual truth.
And he 100% right. You will not get the truth most of the time. And if it's 3, she's lying, guys. Period. If it's 3, she's a lie. And if she really had sex with 3 guys, tell her to go have sex with one more so we can believe it. But if she tell you 3, she's lying. And also for the women that are saying, because right now this is what the women that are triggered are saying. You won't tell. I can tell you anything and you won't know. Ladies, a guy that understands female nature, he will know if you've given up the viscous multiple times. Now, ladies that do not have a high body count, but you recycle the same guys, that's the same fucking thing. If you have 5 ex-boyfriends and you still sleeping around with all 5 of them, or at least 3 out of the 5, you still out there. Your number is still high. So do you believe?
They'll argue that last one because if they got 3 and they got that same 3 in rotation, that body count don't go any higher. It stays at 3.
It doesn't. The body count doesn't go higher. So no, the house. There's only been 2 owners in this house, but they both spent 20 years in the house. So it's only been 2 owners, but it's been 40 years ran through. So even though it's only been 2 owners, it still has been worked. And just because you only got 3 men in rotation, you still getting worked. So yes, I say body count matter. Women, never tell a nigga your body count. Men, don't ask that dumbass question.
Right. Facts.
Women, do not ask a man what's his body count. Because if it's under 50, you need to keep walking. If it's under 50, he's not experienced enough. And he's going to fall in love with your vagina and he's going to annoy you.
This man.
Okay, so I also wrote down, you said later in life. You said something about being later in life. You can do something later in life.
I said they can party and have the nightlife experience early at an early age, and then they can, once they get women mature faster, but later in life. And I ain't talking about 30 years old later in life. I'm talking about a solid 24, 23, 24, 25 later in life. They can, hey, I got to get my shit together.
So when do you think a female is in her prime?
I'm going to go with a good starting at about 20, 21, 22, 23 prime.
A woman's prime, 18 to 24.
Okay.
When a woman is 18 to 24, that's when the world is her oyster. And what I know is that is when most women would be at their best at being married. Being a good woman to a man is when they're in their prime, they're at their best. They can give you the best children, the best family. They have the best bodies at their age. Not nowadays. Nowadays, women starting to lose weight when they get older, and they have a heavy set when they're younger. But most of the time, women look better when they're younger. Then they get older. So a woman's prime is 18 to 24. Now, when do you think a man's prime is?
25 to 30, when they're really making some money.
35 to 45.
All right.
35 to 45.
And is that because they're more stable?
That is, if you look at it, a balance of probability. When a man finally gets like in his pathway, he'll be older in life. That's why women are attracted to older men, because the older they get, the more stable, the more mature, the more they understand the world. When we're younger, as guys, we're trying to learn all of this shit on our own. Women are being guided or taken care of most of the way, especially when they're in their prime. Somebody gonna take care of you if you look good in your prime. Every woman know that. But as a dude, we gotta struggle. We gotta go through the hardships because everything is still on us. We 20, 18, 19, 20, 21, you ain't shit. You don't bring nothing to society. Nobody really cares about you. You can't really do anything. You're just there. You're just a man. That's where most guys get in trouble, when they're in their early 20s and they mature later on in life. But women, they have to secure the best right away, because as they get older as they get more mature, it's like it's hard. It's hard to be with. It's harder to be with, especially if you have a plan and a goal. I want somebody that's gonna follow me. I don't want somebody that's gonna challenge me.
All right, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Do you think the older women get, the more standards they want?
Yes, and that is a horrible way of thinking. So the logic to a woman is, let me play the field when I'm young and everything is easy. Let me get the guys that are in the circles, knowing that they ain't shit. Let them fuck me over emotionally. Now, when I reinvent myself, when I would you say they change when they become celibate, when they change their hair, go back to school, because that's what most females do. Break up with Chad, go to school, and change their hair. When they do that, now all of the guys after Chad, you have to be this, that, this, and that. Hold on. Hold on. How you gonna charge me more when you've given these guys the shit for free? Now I gotta get charged more. I gotta take you to expensive restaurants, buy you flowers, marry you, and do shit like this. Why? No, you're not gonna, fellas, do not get used. Do not be the scape husband. And that's what I'm gonna start calling that shit. The scape husband. They scape out. You know the females that were out there when they were younger, they look good. Yeah, we gotta give them their
Right.
credit. When we went to the club, they look good. Hey, they go bad bitch Betty, you know. Go look at who they married. Go look at who they with. They with cop out Carl. They with the dude that you would have never thought they would have got married. This ain't the quarterback. This ain't the nigga that you was at the clubs with.
Right.
You went and married that cop out husband. Fellas, don't be the cop out husband. Don't be the cleanup husband. Hey, you got to come in and take care of the kids that Chad and Tyrone created. Don't be that guy. Please don't be that guy. This is what this space is about.
I just feel like, you know, it's not settling though. I
But
don't
it
feel
is.
like it's if
If they don't
if
respect the husband, if they don't respect the guy, that's settling.
true, but I'm just saying, okay, so like let's make it a good example. Uh long story short, they together, they talking, they vibing, down to earth, they communicate. Now, Chad know how she used to be, you know what I'm saying? But he also sees a change from back in the gap. Okay. So everything's all good. Chad already knows. So you feel like, just say she used to be one of those. So now that so and so got her life together and she's on the right track, and her and Chad done talked about goals, they done talked about family, they done talked about kids, they done talked about basically the future. You know what I'm saying? And they both kind of on the same path as far as goals, and their whole mindset is basically on the same path, right? So do you feel like Chad is settling with this girl because of how she used to be and like how she is now? She's made a change. So do you think the change will stay? I mean, just because her standards go up, don't really mean Chad is settling for this female.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, Chad ain't never gonna settle. Chad ain't never gonna get serious. Now, when you might be speaking of clean up Carl. Now he might say, yeah, she's changed, she's reinvented, but Chad is not out here looking for no reinvented 35-year-old. Chad is out here getting the girls that the other guys wish they was with. Now, this is what you have to understand, cause women women want to be with guys that other guys want to be and other women want to fuck. That's who they chase. That's who they go after. So if you're not that guy, if you're not validated by other women, if guys are not validating you, you gonna end up a cleanup Carl. Period. And the barbershop talk is to stop that. Stop the guys from being Carls, because Know your worth. That's what I was saying to y'all earlier. Know your worth. You don't have to put up with bad behavior from a girl who has so much emotional baggage because she chased Chads and Tyrone's all through her prime time. And now when she's out, when she's what did Mr. Samuels call it? Being in the danger zone, that's 25 to 29, 30. That's the danger zone. After that, you hit the wall and you're in no man's land. So I don't know too many guys that are on their purpose, that know their worth, that are chasing leftovers. I hate to say that, but that's what the Chinese people call women in their 30s, high 20s in their 30s, leftover women, and that's what they say. That's not me. That's what they call it. So I hear what you're saying. Most guys are going to think like that. Most guys are going to see her for the new her because that's what we do. Women, you can, as you see my cousins, what he said, it proves to you that men, we love you for who you are, not for what you can do for us, not for what you bring, not for what you provide. We will like who you are at the moment. Then women, their love, that you have to come with it. You have to come with certain shit before they can love you.
I got another question for you. When guys get in their prime, what you said, what 35 to 45?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think their standards increase?
I think they do, and I think they should. And the reason I say this, think about what we have to do to get there. Think about what we have to do to provide, not only to be able to provide for ourselves, but for another human and some small humanets, some little humanlets. We have to protect these individuals. We have to we know for a guy, you have to do a lot. And to build yourself up to be there, why in the hell would you not get what you want? Why would you not set standards? There is nothing wrong with standards if you're in a position to set them. But what's going on in the world now, guys don't have any standards, and women standards are too high. You have average women that think they're too good for average men. Make that make sense.
That's true.
And with that mentality, the dating world, it will cease to exist because what's going to happen? Men are very adaptable. We are very versatile. So if we see, hey, this is what the world is, we will adapt to it. Before, back in the 50s and 60s, men knew that it was about marriage, about working. You worked in the mills, you worked in the factories. You had to provide for your family. Men knew that. That's what we did. And that's what the older generation would teach the younger generation. Men got to be men.
Right.
But now it's the women are liberated. They are free. They can do the same thing a man can do. They're independent. You don't have to open the door for them anymore. If the Titanic would go down in 22, it's every man for themselves.
Right.
As of the logic of society right now, because women don't need no special treatment, because they don't want us toxic masculine man, right?
Right.
So with that, men are going to realize that, hey, I don't have to court her anymore. I don't have to open the door for her anymore. I don't have to sacrifice my life for her. They're just as equal. So I just want to smash. So if all I got to do is walk up to her, ignore her text messages, treat her like I don't give a fuck, and she chasing me, she give it up. Hey, ain't no need. I'm a smash. That's what guys are going to do. They're going to adapt to the situation. But when we do, we fuck boys. All we want is sex. I can't find no real man. What a real man at? Like, damn, do y'all want to be equal to us or not?
At the end of the day, you can't stereotype the men. You can't stereotype the women.
That's true. But you can look at stats, and 80% of marriages end in divorce. 80% of those divorces are initiated by women. You can't generalize men, you can't generalize women, but you
Right.
can go for statistics and see that what we're doing is not working. 72% of our black children are born to single parent homes.
I
Most
know I was.
degenerates in the world, homeless, druggies, criminals, most come from single parent homes, most being single mothers.
I'm one
So
of.
yeah, so you can't generalize, no, but you can look at the outcome in real time. They just did the census in 2020, so we got the numbers, and the numbers don't look good. They don't look good. Now it's getting late. This conversation's getting too hot, and I know it's a different time where you at. So we're gonna have to make this a part two.
All right.
We got to make it a part two.
All
So,
right.
final thoughts, comments, concerns, criticism. You got the floor. Don't hold bars. What you thought about the show, and what would you leave your male audience that are listening to you right now? What message would you leave for?
All right. So I feel like the show was pretty spicy. You know, we got a male side, and we also got a male looking at a female's perspective at the same time. We got a couple videos to look on. We talked about it. We also heard from a female on one of the on basically the main video, and she really didn't help out as far as the women because she contradicted herself, and then she went back and talked about, you know, she wished she can take this and this back, but at the same time, I mentioned that if it wasn't for what she did in the past, she wouldn't be where she is right now. And so, whatever she did in the past, basically, if she didn't do none of that, she wouldn't be on that talk show right now. All right. So, for my male audience, guys, be safe. Know what you want. Don't settle. But hey, if you find that woman you like and you vibe with and you cool with, and y'all got a good mindset, a mature mindset, y'all got goals, y'all got stuff y'all want to do in life, man, go for it, man. Don't back away from it. And like I said earlier, there's always somebody for everybody. Even though they might have passed, hey, too bad they passed. But there was somebody for you that you let go.
Oh, okay. Now
Hey,
I understand
and
what you
that's
said.
all. That's all I got to say on
Now
that
it
one,
all
shot.
makes sense. Now I understand what you say. Okay,
Barbershop talk, baby.
damn, this nigga just opened my eyes up. Hey,
Barbershop
I
talk,
heard it.
baby.
He got me. I was saying, there was not somebody for everybody. Hey, there probably was, but you passed his ass up
Right.
because he was too nice, or
Because
he
you
won.
wanted Tyrone.
Yeah, he won 6'2" or light skinned or some dumb shit. But hey, and what you said about her contradicting herself, what I took out of that is now, yes, what she did in her past got her to where she is, but to say that you wish you could take back what you did in your past, saying that you regret where you are now. That's
Right.
what I get out of that. So
Right.
the shit I did in my past, I'm not gonna say I regret it because I am happy where I am right now. So
Facts.
barbershop talk, it gets spicy in here, and I can't wait to get you on with some females and some more male perspective so we can get a real roundtable discussion going on. But it's getting late. I'm about to go watch a movie with my bae. I got a dentist appointment in the morning. So that's barbershop talk. It's my cousin Ty. I'm your boy King Charlemagne, and we'll do a part two soon. If you want to be a part of it, hit me up, my DMs. Hit up Ty if you know me, you don't know me, and we'll bet you, put you on, see what you about. But if you talking bullshit and you up here just to disrespect us and our platform, I'm throwing you out. So listen, for the ones that were scared, come on. We got part two for you. Come on back. That's Barbershop Talk. I'm your boy King Charlemagne. I'm out.